What's up, Mr. Sean?
Not much. Well, yeah, actually, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot, but right now, currently, at this moment, not much. Now,
yeah, I'm trying to get this connector connected.
Am I hearing an echo through me or you?
Well, it kind of sounds like you're muffled.
Alrighty. Glad to be back. Now, let me know if you guys are hearing it. Oh, wait, I have to. Alright. Let me know if you guys are hearing an echo. I think it's from you, Rockabilly, because I was hearing it before we were live.
Well, like I said, I'm hoping it's not me. I went through and changed the mic setting and all that everything the way you said to do it.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, it's definitely. I don't know if I'm just hearing the echo or if it's an echo from somewhere else. Anyway, welcome to another podcast. This is episode. What is episode? Episode 24, season 3. Sorry for the late start. We were packing and moving and unpacking, and I realized at the last minute that we had not eaten. And with where we live, everything starts closing. Yeah, so, and several of the places that they said were open weren't open, so we had to scramble to go find something to eat. And apparently, I don't know how Jess is hurting herself painting, but apparently she's hurting herself painting. Welcome aboard, pilot. Glad to see you here. I don't know who all's joining tonight. Obviously, it was scheduled for 9 o'clock. I tried to change it to 10. It wouldn't let me, so I put it in the title. Hopefully people got that message. Yeah, this is the first podcast in the new house.
Yeah, I've been seeing pictures of your house, man. I'm glad you're into something for good.
Yeah, I'm excited to start digging into the garage. Right now, it's all moving and house prep and stuff like that. So the garage is kind of just sitting there, being a staging lanes, I guess, for stuff going into the house. So you like unload it into the garage, and then it sits there until you take it into the house, kind of thing.
Right, you'll get to there. You'll get there to where you can use your garage.
Now, is the noise in the background me talking, or is the noise in the background just wind noise? And is it from me?
If it's a wind noise, then that's my fan. Hang on a second.
I have a small fan going, but hopefully it's not too loud.
How's that?
I don't know. I'll have to find out from Pilot and them.
Okay, yeah, because I just turned my fan off.
Yeah, I still just hear myself echoing, but I'm not sure. Like I said, it might just be me hearing it and not the podcast itself.
Gotcha. Well, I'm using the link you sent me, so I can't see none of the comments that anybody's saying.
Are you using your phone, or are you using?
Yes, I'm using my phone.
You don't have another phone? You don't have another?
No, I don't have nothing else. My laptop completely crashed on me, so I had to get another one.
Sucks.
Yeah, I gotta have it cleared or something like that. It just has too much memory used up on it from the updates, and it's just not letting Windows 10 to fully update on it.
Well, do you have anything else on it? Like, do you have your videos and stuff like that on it?
Nope, I saved those to flash drives.
Yeah, I have a 1 terabyte external SSD that I store my stuff on. Pilot says it does sound like wind, so I mean, I don't think maybe they're not hearing the echo that I'm hearing. It might be something to do with what I'm, something to do with my setup, because I might have changed something unknowingly.
Well, I'm about to turn my fan back on. I'll try to turn on a lower setting, see if that does anything better.
Or pull it further away from the mic too sometimes.
Yeah, because I'm sure Curtis, stuff with Cletus, can say the same thing. It's just stupid hot down here in the South.
Yeah, because I have a fan on, because there's no air conditioning in this room. I mean, I used to have the AC like right behind me, and there's no AC in this room, so.
Right. Hang on, that's still on number 2. I need to switch that to 1.
Chill it. Leave it at 2. I didn't think I heard it this time. You might be able to leave it at 2 as long as you have it further back.
I'll still feel it from there. Yeah, I still feel it.
Okay, well, good. As long as you're not dying. I don't want anybody melting. They did that in one of the movies where they made some guy melt on screen or something. And it wasn't because of heat, but it was something. No, they did something for a horror flick where they had some guy literally melt. I forget which one it is.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? You had somebody melt on that.
Well, yeah, this wasn't the one I was thinking of, but yeah. It was a really cool special effects that they had a melt and the skeleton was left behind.
I want to say I've seen it. I just cannot remember the name.
It was an adult flick. Not that Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a kid flick by any means.
Right.
It wasn't intended to be.
I watched it as a kid.
I was gonna say, I think we all saw freaking Roger Rabbit and freaking as a kid. Any of us older folks here. Robert's Garage is still live. I didn't realize somebody else was doing lives. See, that's the other thing is when I started doing this live stream, almost nobody else was doing live streams. Like the whole community, not competition group of people. I don't think most of them were even doing YouTube at that time. I mean,
I'll tell you this. I don't even know how to start a podcast up. Right now, if I try to do it through YouTube, it says I'm not up to the subscriber count to start a podcast, and I don't know how to link this one to my YouTube to do it. The only way I know to do is the link you sent me.
Well, when you go on to StreamYard, you can set it up through there, and you just log into your YouTube account through StreamYard, so it links them.
I gotcha.
But you can also do that with Facebook or Facebook, I think, and there's a couple different ones you can use that it'll stream to.
Well,
and the only thing you can't do in YouTube as far as a podcast is mobile. you should be able to do a live stream through your laptop, just not through a mobile device.
Gotcha. Well, like I've said this countless times, is y'all can tell in my videos how I'm getting better with the editing software and all that, and that's going to come
Yep.
down to the podcast and everything like that, linking everything up.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's all just slowly accumulating knowledge. I mean, if you go back to my first couple of videos, like honestly, the how to change your windshield wipers ones that I have, that's really freaking. That was one of my first videos. There's the editing is horrible. It's just it's horrible, but it gets so many views. It's stupid.
man, I think when I put Tiburon seats in the Maverick, I think that was one of my first videos, and I was literally filming. Okay, this is what I did. Hang on a second, I'll go do this and do all the work, and then come back. Okay, here's what I did. Just because I didn't know how
Right, and
to
then when you listen to
film this and put it all together.
right, and then the other thing is if you do it that way and you stitch it all together, you're like, here's what I did, and then 10 seconds later you're like, here's what I did. It's the same exact thing because
Yeah,
for
I
you
know.
it was hours. For them it's 10 seconds.
Yep. See, and I want to keep those few videos like that on there, because if I ever do make it big in the YouTube community,
This is
I
where I
want
started.
people to go back and say, hey, okay, I started from the dirt. This is where I started from, and this is where I'm at now. Maybe I can be an inspiration to somebody out there.
Yeah, all mine are still up. All of my first ones where I was did the same thing. Where I had, in fact, actually, that's what YouTube was. Most people didn't edit videos back then. But like that's 2014 ish, 2015. Um, but at least the automotive YouTubers didn't edit their stuff. They would throw something up and then the same day, like immediately, and then would upload something else as they made more progress throughout the day.
Right.
Granted, you get more feedback and a lot quicker feedback. So if you have a question, you're gonna get feedback pretty quick.
Yeah.
As long as you have views. But with the way that we do it now, where you're doing a whole bunch of work and then you're editing a video, putting it up, it may be 2 or 3 days before that video is edited up and you're going to get replies back from it. And I mean, you see it all the time with some of the bigger YouTubers where their videos are like a week to a couple weeks from the time that they film it to the time that it goes up, depending on, how much stuff they have going on.
Yep. And it takes me quite a while to edit a video, so I got to start days in advance. Okay, if I'm going to have a video coming out this Monday, I got to start in the middle of the week, Wednesday or so. Okay, I got to start editing stuff and get it going.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. So I don't know if I'm going to keep this setup that I have going on right here. As you can see, I have this banner behind me, but there's a whole room behind that banner, including the doorway that comes into this room, which doesn't work quite well for filming because then nobody else can, like, my girlfriend's computer is literally right over here. So if she wants to come in here and tinker with her computer, well, she's like right on cam, unless without this banner here. So I might flip my whole desk and everything around. Right now I have it facing the wall. Ooh, excuse me. I might flip it around like I did before where I had the wall behind me. That way, like you have it. You have it that way where the wall's behind you.
Yeah, what I did is we had a room that we were going, because when I first moved down here, I had a bunch of buddies that said, hey, man, when you move back, we're going to come over. I want to play poker. I want to play dice or whatever. That's okay, cool. I got a round table. I'll put some of my signs up, stuff like that. We'll have kind of like a poker room, I guess you can say.
Mm.
No, nobody showed up. Nobody did nothing. So that room got changed to, okay, we got a rabbit in there now, and kind of store stuff in there. So my automotive signs that I got, I took them out and I put them on the wall behind me in the garage. So therefore, when I did do my podcast, this is what you're seeing behind me.
Yeah.
So, and hang on a second. Let me grab the phone. that one right there, it lights up, or all the street lights and the tail lights light up.
I used to see those back like 10 years ago. They used to be really popular.
Yeah, I liked them, so grabbed it as soon as I can. I got the Hell Bent for Speeds, the Speed Vintage Speed Shop. I bought that at a Christian store. It's funny.
That is funny.
And then go up there. You got the Route 66 board. So, and over here is my Rat Fink banner.
I like your Rat Fink banner. I ain't gonna lie, I love that one.
Oh yeah.
I just picked this one. I just got this one off of my store a couple weeks ago. I had originally bought it to put out in a garage, but I think it might be a slightly too big for the garage, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like 6+ feet long and like 5 feet tall. That would take up literally a whole wall in that garage almost.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of usable space would be. I think a smaller, like a 3x4 flag, would look better in the garage.
Yeah, my garage. I'm running out of room out here. I got 1, 2, 3 motors, a transmission there, my tools right there, a welder there, a spare air tank there, my parts of my 240 over here. I mean, I got it just stringed out everywhere. But I'm in a shop that is 30 by 24 feet and stands about 9 feet tall.
Yeah, I don't know how big that garage is, but it's right now with it broken down into 2 halves. It's not as much usable space. I mean, it's big. It's big enough. I mean, it's. I'm not complaining. It's big enough. But I'm not. It's not like super huge. I can't like do a whole bunch of storage.
Yeah, my dog was barking. I thought I heard somebody walking behind the house.
No, that's not good.
No, I've been out here a few times. I've had drunk people try to walk up and start fights with me before.
Why? That makes no sense.
It don't make any sense. I had somebody come up and start cussing at me and stuff, and you could tell the dude was drunk as could be.
Well, that's what they call shit-faced drunk.
Yeah. So, I ain't gonna lie. I don't feel safe out here, really. We got crackheads that walk up and down these alleys that try to steal stuff left and right. So,
big old wrench.
I keep a 9 with me.
Why am I George Barris? I might be just. I'm not a. Why do I know that name, or why should I know that name?
Oh, I got something big to say.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm at 205 subscribers right now. I just got my first sponsorship.
What?
Yep.
Who is it?
I'm Mishimoto Motorsports.
No way.
Yep. When I get paid on the 10th, I'm going to buy something like a shift knob or so. That starts it up. I get 15% off of that, and they'll send me a packet with the information all to the sponsorship, stickers, lanyards, just a bunch of random stuff. And then after that, they'll start working with me till I can start working up and to their bigger items.
Now I knew why I knew that name. George Barris. Do you know who George Barris is?
Dude, he sounds familiar.
I know, that's what I was saying. It sounds so familiar. Stupid. We should know this. Like, he's the creator of like the original Batmobile and all of the cool.
That's where I'm hearing it from. Yeah.
All the cool rat rods and stuff from like the 60s.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, he just passed away. I know his shop just got sold. The shop that literally created all of those awesome freaking vehicles. Yeah, it just went up for sale, and I think somebody's already bought it.
Yeah, we're losing a lot of the great people this year.
Yeah,
we lost Billy here about a month ago. One of the guys from ZZ Tops.
Yeah, That's sad.
I met those guys twice.
Never met
in the most random. I met them the most randomest place. I met them at our local farm store, Orslins. Then I met them at AutoZone.
I'm gonna unplug this and see if you guys have any adverse reactions. It's not a really big live stream. If there's an echo or whatever, just let me know, because if I don't have to have this in, that'd be so much more comfortable. hopefully there's no echo. Chris,
I'm not really hearing nothing.
well, you're not going to hear anything
But
until you talk, so hopefully it doesn't have a second pickup, because you're not going to hear it on your end. If you're going to hear it, it's going to be the people on YouTube. So, Pilot, if there is an echo and you can hear myself that you didn't hear a couple seconds ago, let me know. And I'll plug my headphones back in. But it's like my stereo's further away than it used to be before. So hooking my headphones into it, I'm kind of like being pulled in that direction, and it's really frustrating.
so, Sean, you know how I posted a picture of my shirts on Instagram?
Yeah, with the Maverick on the front. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing a deal is where now I got my second kid that was born here literally last week.
Yeah.
He's doing just fine, doing perfect.
That's good to hear.
Definitely. I'm not going to be able to spend as much money as I can on my cars like I did prior. So selling my merch is what I'm going to have to do to afford these parts.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know anybody out there that are interested in my shirts or so that want to know how, just tell them, hey, send me a message. I got Venmo, Cash App, or whatever, and I'll send them out as fast as I can.
Just don't do OnlyFans, because no, not nudity at least. that hit Twitter pretty big a couple days ago. Apparently, like OnlyFans, it started out with freaking adult industry workers or whatever, is just totally turned their backs on them. But yeah, I'm glad that Pilot says it sounds the same, so that's good. It just makes it so much better not to have a set of headphones on. Ugh. But yeah, go ahead.
With Mishimoto Motorsports, I'm going to talk to them, because what it was is I filled an application for them, and 2 days after that, I got an email back saying, "Hey, I've been approved. Welcome to the team." And they went through a list of hashtags that I put in when I post a video or post Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. Then they gave me a code for the 15% off. So what I'm going to do, and what I did is I called Mishimoto Motorsports and talked to customer service, and I told them, hey, does this mean I'm actually on? Because this would be the first time I ever got a sponsorship. And he said, yes, you're on. And what it is since I don't have a name like David Freiberger or somebody like that, I literally got to put in my work for them to trust me. So therefore, I can start receiving the other bigger ticket items later on down the road.
Right. That sounds about normal.
Right. But what I'm also going to do is, if I can, I'm going to try to get this Nissan that I'm working on completely finished. We're talking about the whole bodywork, motor, suspension, the whole shoot and bang. I'm going to try to make it to SEMA 2022.
Oh, there you go. That's a goal.
So, yeah.
Good luck.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to need it, because this car is going to get a little expensive.
Well, and if you use some of those Mishimoto parts on it, that should help.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because it's 15% on your end, but also if they see that your posts are gaining traction, and you're getting views and traffic across, with their name attached to it, they're going to be more willing to do more for you.
Right. So, like I said, I'm here. I'm going to do the work that I can, so for those guys can trust me on their parts, on their end.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's your next move with your car?
Well, the 240, I got the body kit that I bought that's all busted up. I got
you've had that one for like a year or so, or is it something newer?
Yeah, it's the one I've had for a year. I did one video where I fixed it, but I still got a long ways to go on it. So that's probably going to be the next one that I do to it. And then there's a gentleman in Arkansas that I'll be driving over there to pick up a fender for, and then up to OKC where someone's parting out a car, one of these cars, and I'm getting the last few interior pieces, so I have a full interior 240.
There you go. And that's the green car,
So
right?
yes, I almost got scammed out on motors.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about getting an SR20 DET
Mm-hmm.
and trading my CA18 for it. And he was trying to pressure me, dude, send it. We'll have a truck pick it up and all that stuff. I said, dude, you only live in Dallas. I'll drive down there. I'm literally an hour and a half from there. So he just wouldn't do it. And I don't know, just after he just would not let me drive down there, I just said, no, dude, I'm not doing this. And I just completely cut ties with him.
Yeah, you get that fishy feeling. If you get that fishy feeling, you just back off because most of
Yeah.
the time, it's a valid reason you're feeling fishy,
Yep.
even if it's
So
something
I'm
you
just
really really want.
Yep. So I'm just gonna build this little motor and put it right back in the car after I prep the engine bay and repaint it.
I had a set of rear window louvers for my TA lined up. I had somebody that had a set of Krager, the original aluminum ones, the one piece. Well, it's actually three pieces, but it looks like one piece. Um, and I just kept getting I'll do it later, and eventually I just like no. I walked away. It's like I can only be strung along for so long before you give up, and you're just like, well, I'm never getting this. So yeah, and they're hard to come by. I'm not sure if you've ever, those. You can find the ones where it's just the center section of the rear glass that's straight,
Yep.
and then the sides are different. But if you ever seen the Krager ones, they're the ones that wrap all the way around the whole side of the rear glass.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I've seen a few TAs like that.
Right now, they make a new one that's ABS plastic,
Yep.
and they just look too thick. I don't like the way they look. The Krager ones were aluminum, so they were a
Yeah.
lot thinner and they looked a lot nicer.
My dog sees something again.
Yeah, I think I heard it just work, work, work.
Yeah. Oh, he did one that was pretty funny here about, I don't know, about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm doing yard work up front and I hear him bark. And so I look around and there's this guy that started walking into my yard. And I guess he didn't know the gate was open and my dog's on a 25-foot leash. Well, here comes my little, I'll call him Hot Rod. And it's a little dachshund. Here he comes burrowing out of there. And that guy literally jumps and he hauls ass out of
Do
there.
you have like private property signs or something that you can put up at the edge of your property so people would just not walk up on it?
There, it's out there.
Protected by shotgun signs or something like that. That's what we do up here. Man. Well, up here, people know just to not walk on your lands because if you walk on somebody's land up here, you're more likely to not to get a rifle or a shotgun in your face.
Yeah, here we just have a bunch of weird people in this town. I mean, this past week, there's probably 5 or 6 people that were found dead in their cars.
Oh no.
We're started thinking, we have a serial killer around here? No, they're people overdosing.
Yeah, that's the. There was the one news article I saw where they still even had the kid in the back seat and they were both in the front seat. Like, I don't think they were dead yet, but they were definitely overdosing.
Right.
That's just sad to see that.
Oh, it is. It's sad seeing people like that.
And especially when you have a kid, it's
Yeah,
like
definitely.
what your kid isn't important enough to get sober or clean for.
Right. Like I told my wife, I was like, hey, if you need help with my baby Jude or Scarlett, I mean, just send a message. I'll be right in there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, talking about my little boy, he was born 3:02 in the morning on the 11th.
Well, congratulations. I
Thank
have
you.
three myself.
Yeah, we got my daughter. She's 2.5, and now my little boy. So we're done.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that we're done too. I mean, we wanted a girl, but with my track record, it'll be another boy. I've got 3 boys already. It's pretty likely that I'm going to end up having another boy. And, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, we'd want another kid, but we don't want another boy.
Yeah. Well, one thing I've been kind of putting off is having my kids in my videos, just because of the Child Protection Act that YouTube was doing.
Yeah, Kappa's really being a pain with that. I mean, I'd love to have my 4-year-old in my videos and all that, and help me and stuff like that. But is that whole thing of, is it going to end up getting my video demonetized? Is it going to end up getting it, not able to be commented on? All of those things that go
See,
with that.
that's what I'm curious about. If you do one video that has your kid in it, and they say, okay, no comments because they don't want no predators or nobody like that
It's not the
on
predators.
there.
It's the comment. Well, I guess it is predators, but they don't want people soliciting kids.
Right. Well, would that mean none of your videos
I
get
think it's
comments
only
on
that
them, or is it
that's
just
only
that
that. I
one?
think it's just that one video. Just like if I do a video that's too graphic for YouTube and they don't demonetize it. They turned it into what is a yellow flag. And a yellow flag just means that you're only going to get adult-oriented sponsors, or people that want to sponsor more adult content.
Gotcha.
But with the kids one, you just literally get demonetized in general for that video. Like, no, like you get no ad revenue for it. At least if it's a yellow strike, you still get ad revenue. It's just, it probably won't be as um, let's just say we get paid per hour. Let's say a green video, you're getting like $10 an hour. Versus a yellow video, you might get $7 to $5 an hour, because there's not as many companies to bid that rate up. So
Gotcha.
you get the all of YouTube's advertising is kind of like an auction basis. Highest paid, highest offer gets the slot, and then you get a percentage of that. So obviously, the more somebody's willing to pay to have their ads in your video, the more you make per
Right.
view.
Well, see, the few videos that I've thought that I want to do is one, my daughter, she has this pink uh, Lotus looking car that has headlights, tail lights, and it's like a power wheels, but we can switch it for the adults to control it with a controller.
Oh, that's cool. I've never seen one like that.
Yeah, it's real neat. Well, she went and messed up the charging port for it.
Oh no.
So just like any toddler does, shoves food down it. So we follow Dude Dad Dude like religiously. We watch his videos all the time, and
Never
the
heard of
ideas
him.
he has. Well, if look it up, he's like he does like child hacks, like things with his kids and stuff like that for like backyard creations.
Which used to
Really
make a shit
cool.
ton of money on YouTube.
Right. So, but he has his own TV show now. But in one of his YouTube videos, he shows where he takes a Power Wheels and switches it out with a 18-volt lithium-ion battery. You can buy the kits off Amazon
And they're
and
actually
clip it like
stronger
that.
batteries. There's stronger batteries than what come with those stock.
Right. So he was actually popping wheelies in his kids'
hmm
Power Wheels.
We used to do that with our other
So
car batteries back in the day.
right. So what's the cool thing about it is you can go and buy, let's say, 4 or 5 of these lithium-ion batteries for your drills and all that. Clip them into your kids' Power Wheels and keep on going.
Yeah. So you can have several of them charging, instead of having to buy
Yeah,
several of the Power Wheels batteries like you used to do back in the day.
right. So I'm wanting to do one where I do that, but we also dress her up like a little race car driver and we take it out because that little car we're going to set up with underglow. We're going to put a little spoiler on it, just have fun in it.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I think that might be something you
So
do more for Instagram than necessarily YouTube.
right. Well, then one series of videos I want to do is I want to build my son and my daughter go-karts. But I want to build like my daughter a 20s model sedan rat rod themed one, and my son can get like a 30s or 40s model pickup themed one. So I want to make it out of an actual go kart frame to where you have the steering and all that of a go kart, but
Right.
just the shell of it looks like an old rat rod.
Yeah, I mean that's as long it's just like anything else, like the dragsters and everything else that you see. It's like a lot of those, the underbody is pretty generic and pretty the same all the way around. It's just the shell that they put on top that looks different.
Right. So those videos, because it would be getting a go kart and making the tubular structure for the top, so in case as they get older, if they get a little crazy in it, they roll it or something, they're protected. Which I hope that doesn't ever happen, but they're
Yeah,
kids.
well, yeah, I'm sure your parents thought
So
the same thing when you were out, cruising to
right,
BMX bike and everything
I
else.
I flipped four wheelers. I laid a dirt bike backwards. So, but I want to have it to where it's like that foam padding on the inside of the roll cage, I guess you can say.
Yeah,
And then when they drive, I want them to make sure they're wearing a helmet, but make it to where it's a pretty good sized go kart. They could drive up to their 13 or 14,
hmm
or even older than that, where everything's adjustable in it.
yeah,
So it would be grabbing a go kart frame, then I'll be building everything on top of it custom.
yeah. You're just using the platform.
Yes.
So, what are you going to use to power it?
I don't know. The gearhead in me was thinking about the big 22 horsepower motor that Harbor Freight sells.
Pull noodle. Pilot says pull noodles for safety.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Pool noodles to go around the bars.
Yeah,
But
I
yet,
mean, I
then
mean,
my wife even thought of like, hey, well, how about you get two little motors, like little 5 to 10 horsepower motors, and stick one in front and one in back, so you have 4-wheel drive.
look at the Teslas.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, well, that might be something to do.
Yeah. Have you seen the videos of the new Corvette Z06 on the racetrack?
I think I have.
Yeah, they're doing the testing up at Nürburgring with the new Z06s. Think sounds
And you
mean.
mean the new ones? You're talking about the ones that threw the engines in the back, right?
Yeah, the C8.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
seen a couple of them running
right.
around
I
here.
mean, you got to think they've had the regular base C8 out for a while now, and then like normally what they
Yep.
do is like a year or two later they'll come out with the Z06, and then a couple years, a year or two after that they'll come out with the ZR1. Yeah, the ZR1.
Yeah.
So this is the next performance boost up. So this is where I was waiting to see is how well do these cars handle once you start giving them some more power.
Yep. Yeah,
Pilot
that'd be
has yet to
fun.
see it. I live out here in the middle of coal country, Pennsylvania. I mean, it is nothing but freaking mountains, hills, and backwoods. And I have seen plenty of C8s.
Yep. Durant is typically you put 44s on your truck, raise it up, and go mudding.
Oh, I mean, my truck, I don't have 44s. I have 35s on mine. Oh, this movie's got me beat. Um, but yeah, mine's got well, I mean, technically that's a stock size for my Ram was a 35 by 12 and a half
Right.
is a stock
Well,
size for my truck.
we got the rednecks with paychecks not far from here, so a lot of the guys live around here. But yeah, so it's always interesting to see something like the new Supra here in town
I
or
don't
a C8 Corvette.
I don't hate them, but I can't say that like, oh my god, I'd want one.
Yeah, that's the same. It's like they look nice for a car,
Uh,
but is it literally a Supra?
No, I mean it is, but it isn't. I mean, it's just like saying
Right.
anything else made today. Is it what it used to be? No, a Camaro isn't what a Camaro was back in the day. It's not. But
No.
what it is today is actually pretty cool. It's just it
Yeah,
is
you're right.
you know it's like the new Bronco. I mean, is it like the old one? Yeah, it's got styling cues from the old one, but
Yeah.
is it like an original Bronco? No.
Nope.
I mean, they have what it looks like a Bronco, but they lost what the Bronco was.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely right on that.
I mean, the Bronco, it was bare bones. It wasn't, I mean, these trucks that they're making now, they have so many gizmos and gadgets. But then again,
Yep.
you look at the crowd that are buying vehicles now. God forbid they leave home without being attached to their, all of their social media and everything else. I mean, granted, we use social media to help pad some of our hobbies, but you know, I can go for a drive in my Nova when my Nova was on the road. But I could go for a drive in my Nova with nothing but the radio and
Right.
be fine.
See, this is like driving my our family car, the Durango. I'm bored as could be driving that thing. It's so for an O2, it's so advanced versus any of my other cars. But when I'm driving like the Maverick, dude, I love driving that car. It's literally
It
it's a
makes you,
driver's car.
yeah, you feel the road. You feel what you're doing.
Yeah.
The modern cars, a lot of them, you don't even feel connected. Like we
No.
drive. We have a 2019 Honda Odyssey minivan for my group home that I work for. My God, it feels like all of the inputs that you put at steering, braking, acceleration, they all feel delayed.
Yeah, because it's all electronic.
Mm-hmm.
There's no. It's just connected by sensors and wires. That's it. There's
Yeah.
no cable, nothing there.
So
The only thing that is brake fluid, and even that's starting to change. Braking pressure is starting to change. Yeah, you have your fluid that goes in and around, but there's like I think it's a European or a German company that is making it to where you have sensors applying brake pressure.
think what
So,
happens when one of
like,
those, like we don't have problems with cars now. Just
but later on
imagine
down the
when,
road,
your car, when you've had your car for 5 or 6 years, and you think of the problems you have now with analog cars and the things that go wrong with those. Just imagine if those things were being controlled by computers. I mean, look at how much computers cause havoc with cars, where all they really do is control like air fuel mixture and stuff. And
right?
just imagine how bad those cars are going to be when they start showing some age. Uh,
See, my wife and I were having a conversation. I was saying, for me as a gearhead, an automotive guy, getting a car with pilot assist, basically, where you set a sensor and say you click this on and you can go to sleep in your car and the car will drive itself. I
you
would
might never wake
absolutely
up.
hate that. Yeah, I would hate that with a passion. I want to be able to have full control over my car. I
Hmm.
said these electronic cars they're coming out with, they're good for the people that want them.
Yeah,
I don't want one.
yeah.
I cannot. If the day I told her the day I go and I cannot buy a cam for my car, piston, something like that, where it's like, nope, here's your batteries that will power your car up. I'm like, no, I just can't live like that.
Well, hey, shoot, brain fart. If the EPA has anything to do with it, we won't be buying any freaking aftermarket part for our engines a couple years.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just kind of curious, how big of an impact would that have on the U.S.? Like Summit Racing, Jegs, anything else? These big
You
old
gotta,
mutter guys.
you gotta ask, do they care?
Yeah.
Do they care if those industries disappear?
Well, I know if you go, for instance, like Motor Trend or something like that, most of those shows are about fixing up their rides custom wise. you're going to. I think if they did that, they would cripple most of the U.S. because that's basically what this whole United States runs on is literally the aftermarket world, fixing their cars up and all.
No, unfortunately, the crowd coming in is smaller than the crowd that was before them.
Yep, that's true. I'll tell you this, I do get quite a few looks when I'm driving my Maverick, but then I have some people, they're younger, that look at it and they're disgusted about it.
Mm-hmm. They don't
And I just
understand.
look at it, I'm like, I don't care if they think I'm basically the a-hole killing the planet. I'm like, hey,
I'm
this,
driving this for my enjoyment, not yours.
yeah, that's basically it.
So yeah. Um,
But I haven't seen nothing much on the EPA. Last thing I heard was the RPM Act got a big boost because a bunch of signatures got sent in.
yeah. I set mine in a long time ago, but you're not
Oh
going
yeah,
to
I've done
hear.
mine
They
too.
want that to lay low because if they get it to lay low and people forget about it,
Then they
then
can,
they can pass stuff whatever they want because it'll slip through.
yeah. We wake up one day and boom, we can't do nothing to our cars. They're just going to sit in the
That's what's
garage and
happened
rot
now. I
away.
mean, that's the whole reason why all these shops got raided. You
Yeah.
know, it was you woke up one day and the next thing you know, they're knocking down your door asking to see all your freaking invoices.
Well, what I'm curious about, how can somebody like that say, well, you got to pay a fine? What rights do you have to say, hey, we're going to charge you a fine because you're selling these parts? Well, first of all, they weren't illegal. There's no law behind it.
Read the EPA. Read the EPA's laws. They're trying to say that. Well, it's all in how it's interpreted and whether or not somebody fights back. You know, it's one of those things. Like
Right?
if your boss says that you now have to come in Saturdays and you never had to come in Saturdays, you know, but now he's saying, oh yes, you do. Not really much you can do unless you and all your coworkers are gonna put your foot down and say no, we're not.
Yeah.
You know, when the EPA makes the laws, so they can interpret their laws however they want to, and as long as it holds up in court, well, then they win. It's a
Right.
matter of somebody taking them to court and saying that your interpretation is not correct.
Yeah. But at the same time, if they did that to someone like you or me,
Oh, we'd have no
how would
choice.
we? Yeah, we had no chance.
Well, wrong. Somebody like me and you would have a chance because we have a voice. Bob down the street that has his own garage and doesn't bother anybody else and keeps to himself would have no chance because he doesn't have a
Yeah.
platform to speak out on.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. Being on YouTube, we do have a way for other people to hear our voice.
I mean, you take Pilot, who's in the chat here. I mean, if would I know who Pilot was if I didn't have this YouTube channel? Would he know who I was if I didn't have this YouTube channel? Would I know his point of views? Would he know mine? No. You know, so
Gotcha.
this is a voice. Whether it's a small one or a big one doesn't really matter. It is one.
Yeah. Yeah. Then yeah, I see what you're saying on that. Definitely. Then.
Pilot says nope.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. It just has me wondering because this really is all that I know how to do. I mean, granted, I have reptiles, I have model trains, but those aren't. The reptile field is huge, but I mean, I'm more at home building my cars.
Mm-hmm. Speaking
This
of
is
reptiles,
basically sec. This
I have two of them sitting right here. One here.
all mine
One
are
here.
in this room.
Well, we just moved them all today. All their whole set, every cage and all of their setups and everything that go with them. Well, I managed to pack them into 2 Kia Souls, and we don't have like these 2 tanks here are small. They're the little 10 gallons, but the ones we have upstairs are I think they're the medium, like Zoom Med ones with the open front, the double open fronts. Um,
Yep.
I do remember that pilot. So pilot says he found this channel because of his Corvette engine locking up. This was back when I had a, I think I had a bigger live stream then. Um, Again, mainly because a lot of other people weren't doing live streams themselves, so there was a lot more people to come join. But anyway, I do remember that pilot. But yeah, so it's the bigger tanks. I fit 3 in each of the Kias, and then these 2 tanks and another smaller tank. We fit in, one in each, along with all of their stuff. So right now I have 2 hog noses sitting here. They're little tiny, like 4 inches. They're only tiny.
Uh,
Go ahead.
I got. I really don't know how many I got. Most of mine come from rescues, but and a lot of them come from the others come from breeders. But in the rescue side, I've gone my pastel veiled chameleon, Pac-Man frog, a leopard gecko, an albino Chinese softshell turtle.
I think this one's Cookie.
And
yeah, it is. Little tiny guy.
Oh yeah, they're small.
This is a girl, actually.
Nice.
So yeah, little one.
Then I bought my jungle pastel from a breeder. My desert iguanas came from a breeder. My tokay. I got a southern broadband copperhead that then I have my license to keep that kind of an animal.
Yeah, you're braver than I am. I don't like. I like looking at them, but I wouldn't want to own something like that.
That's basically what I do. I don't ever take the little copperhead out. If I do, I got hooks and tongs. I transport her into a bucket that has a screw top lid on it and zip ties across, so I can take my hook and just spin it. And then that's whenever I can clean her aquarium or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm feeding her, I feed her live mice, and I have a little hatch. I can drop them in, then pull the little latch through like a false door,
mm-hmm.
and let it fall in that way. So never take a chance on getting bit by her. Which before I do that, I had to get my license at the state of Oklahoma to keep a venomous reptile like that.
Yeah.
And the reason why I went with a copperhead like that is because we have them around here. So if anything ever happened, if I did get bit, I can get treatment at the hospital. If I were to have something like let's say an Egyptian cobra, what's the chances of a little podunk town going to have Egyptian cobra venom, anti-venom?
Yeah. We're not allowed to have any indigenous species here. So, like, these are Western hognoses. You're not allowed to own an Eastern hognose in this area because they want to keep people from going out in the wild
and releasing them.
Well, opposite. Taking wild animals and bringing them in.
I gotcha.
So that you're not disturbing the natural population.
Yeah, I do believe in that. We do, and I've been thinking about starting my second channel. I just been so kind of hesitant on it because I know how sensitive the reptile community be. I've seen people get destroyed just because one little thing is out of place in an aquarium and people have their opinion on it.
That's anything. We've been in the automotive YouTube. We've been YouTubers for how long? Even automotive stuff.
Yeah, but it seems like it's more severe into the reptile world because these there's laws and everything with these animals, and whenever somebody does something stupid, well, there goes another law up to prevent it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the big thing with Burmese pythons. Look at Florida. You cannot own a Burms. You cannot own iguanas, tegus, monitors.
That's because they're freaking crazy stupid down there. They're like they're almost as bad as rats and cockroaches are in a city.
Yep, because people turn them loose and other things have happened. So there's laws like that down there. So there's laws up here on various reasoning. So I've been just kind of hesitant on starting a reptile channel just because, hey, I want to make sure my aquariums, my electrical and lighting and all that's up to par with people because the whole reptile husbandry, it keeps on changing every year. I got books that when I was 12 on dragons that today you'll think that's the dumbest thing you ever heard of.
I don't know. My setups are pretty simple. We got a heat pad on one end. We got a hide on both ends. You know, it's. I'm from the government. I'm here to help you. The pilot just right. The pilot's the only one in the chat at the moment. So, um, but you know, it's and I mean, people are like, well, you should keep them in bins and tubs and like these are
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
me these are pets. I'd rather have them in an aquarium that mimics their freaking natural habitat than it is to sit here and yeah, tubs are easier.
Yep, they are.
They're more convenient for me, but that's not what I have pets for. I have pets to make their life as enjoyable as it is for me to own them. I want them to enjoy their life as well.
Yep. See, for all my reptiles, especially my tropical ones, they got plants growing in there. They got active soil. They got a rainfall, basically a mister that goes off
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes every day to keep it nice and humid in there. And even like one that I kind of tripped on, I got my veiled chameleon, and the gentleman that gave it to me it was in a big old glass aquarium. I posted a picture of it just because there's ants in there, and I was like, "Hey, how do I get rid of these ants without hurting anything else?" Oh my God, I had people getting onto me left and right saying that chameleon needs to be in a breathable aquarium, needs to be in a screened aquarium. I was like, hey, calm down. I just got this animal today.
Yeah, people, you get the keyboard warriors out there. I mean, it doesn't
Oh
matter
yeah,
what field
definitely.
you're in. It doesn't matter if it's automotive or reptiles or the hobby community. Like arts and crafts community. And everybody always has you should be doing it this way. You should be doing this. Why don't you have this on or whatever. And you see it all the time. It's like just because something works for you or something's good for you doesn't mean that everybody has to do that.
Right.
Just because it's a popular opinion that this should be done this way doesn't mean everybody has to do it that way.
Well, I'll tell you this too, though. That's why I don't work in a shop. Because the way I work on a car, like fix the dents or something like that, is completely alien to an actual shop, how a professional would do it.
So if you have a dent in the front corner of your minivan, you take a sledgehammer to the back corner, and now it doesn't look like the front corner has a dent. Got you. That sounds reasonable to me.
But I will tell you this, the dents that I fixed on this 240, you're not going to see a dent on it when it's done.
Oh, that's good.
So my
Speaking,
idea is these cards, a lot of people take them, they strip everything out of them. They just make drift cards out of them.
yeah.
And that's awesome. I love drifting, and I'm going to drift this car eventually too. Hell, I took my Maverick out today, and when I left the gas pumps, I've hammered on that thing, and that thing will start fishtailing all the way up the hill. It was
Oh
fun,
yeah.
but
I played squirrely whirly with my Nova too, but
but I'm wanting to make a 240 that has a full interior. The AC works in it. I mean, everything like it should,
I'm gonna
but
keep it
just have that
stock.
custom look to it.
I'm gonna keep it stock. every
Yeah,
every automotive enthusiast's biggest lie. I'm gonna keep it stock.
right. Well, I'm still going to have a built motor with a good sized turbo on the side of it,
Well,
a 3-inch exhaust out the back,
you
a
you know
body
where
kit.
it ends up being. Where you end up with the stripped interior and everything else. It's because you run out there with the full interior, and then you realize that it's hurting you, so then you get rid of it piece by piece because you want that little extra bit of edge, and then the next thing you know it, you've got a gutted car because now it's full-blown race car because you've gotten rid of everything that was being a disadvantage.
Well, that's the idea for the S10. That's why the S10 is getting an LS3.
Until you have more fun in the other car, and you're like, well, I want this one to go faster.
Hey, I'm thinking the 300 horsepower will be fine enough for this little car. I want something I could drive it and be comfortable in.
Yeah. And here I am wanting to find a Camaro Z01 drivetrain for my Nova because, I want to keep it stock. No, I mean that's the dream. The dream setup there would be the supercharged LT engine. But yeah, no. Let's get the car out of the field first and in the garage before we start having pipe dreaming. Because currently right now it's sitting in a field.
I did that with the Impala and the Duster. They're sitting in a junkyard. I'm like, I got a 440 lined out. I got a 4-speed. They go behind that 440. I got a Dana 60 that's going to go in it. But I'm thinking the car's not even here in my truck. I haven't even bought the car.
At least I own mine. It's not on my property. Well, then again, neither is my Trans Am. Our buddy Chris, Firebird Nation, he has it stored down in Lancaster for me. So hopefully I get to bring that home soon.
Well, this Duster, it's setting out in a field in the junkyard.
Yeah, I saw you made a video on it.
Yeah, I did a video on it, but where it's at, it's kind of hidden, so just not everybody knows where it's at.
Yeah. Well, you better go snag it up before somebody else does know where it's at, and once it more
I know,
you do.
That's why in that video I really did not say where the place was at.
Yeah.
So
I have pictures of an abandoned Porsche sitting in somebody's backyard, near where I used to live, and yeah, it's pretty sad because it was a gorgeous Porsche, and yeah, it's sitting in somebody's backyard like a 1960s Mustang that somebody left and forgot.
Oh, this one's sad. It's one of my favorite cars. We were going down the road and looked for snakes in the middle of the morning. And I saw these headlights, these headlights, and then the grill, and I was like, I slammed on those brakes and backed up. It's a '68 Roadrunner sitting beside someone's house, and looks like it's been sitting there for years.
Oh, well, and again, somebody might be saying that about my Novas that are sitting in the back of her dad's yard. So, everybody has their own story. I mean, does it look abandoned right now? Yeah, it's kind of been sitting there for freaking 3 or 4 years. Is it technically abandoned? No, it's just waiting.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's this old gentleman, real cool guy. He bought himself, and I saw it when it came in on trailer here about 2 years ago. Not a brand new, but a fully restored 1971 Chevelle.
Yeah.
Beautiful red with 2 black stripes on it. He has not taken that thing off the trailer, and it's been sitting under an oak tree.
Oh. Why? Why not even take it off the trailer? I mean, you just spent all that freaking time restoring it, and then you just leave it sit there.
And supposedly it runs and everything.
I don't get it.
I walked out there and I looked inside, and the interior's nice, black leather. I mean, it looks completely done.
Then again, we've seen plenty of YouTube videos where, the car was mint when it was parked, and then just let weather get to it.
Yep, that's how this Duster that I got my eyes set on. That's exactly how it came. Because I talked to the owner of the junkyard, and he said, yeah, that car drove. We drove it in there.
That's sad.
And you let it set. He's like, I just don't like Dodge. I was like, okay. Why'd you get it? He's like, good. Yeah. He said, I'm in the business of flipping, just nobody wants it. It's a slant 6 car. I was like,
what comes in at
yank it
factory.
out.
Yeah, exactly. Just because it comes from a factory doesn't mean that it needs to stay that way.
Right. So I don't know. If he wants 900, if I can ever make that much money, I'll go give him 7 and see if he moves on that.
Yeah, and then bump it up.
So, yep. I just know before, if I can get the car, before I do anything, I got to weld an X brace in there because the floor's gone.
That's the car.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that needs to be on the road.
It's just sitting there.
Yep.
Rich guy's property.
There's a video. I got to find it because I watch a lot of those urban explorers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one where they're exploring this mansion, and in the garage, there's like this custom Corvette. Oh, yeah. Those things are sick when they got the Row Welp body kits on them.
Then there was some other cars that were sitting further up. One of them's a Mustang. Katrina would be. I'm not sure what they all are.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
I know the two up in the top are Mustangs.
Yeah, they look like kind of what Fox bodies, maybe.
Yeah. I
Yep.
don't know what the blue car is.
I don't recognize it.
But yeah, they're all just sitting there, along with a boat.
Yep. That's probably what people are thinking about the S10 because we let the S10 sit behind my in-laws' house for about 4 years. And everybody, even Cletus or Curtis,
Pilot says
he's
he
wanting.
doesn't think that they made a Duster with a leather interior. It's probably pleather or vinyl, not necessarily leather.
Yeah, I think it is that fake leather look because there's 3 of them sitting out there. 2 of them are from like 73. The one I'm wanting is a 71 model because it has the bar lights in it.
Somewhere in here is a plastic model of a 71 Duster. Then I'm gonna drop a 327 Hemi in it, or 326 a 426 Hemi in it.
Yeah, when I was out there, the emblem kind of popped off, so I was like, "Ew, I'm keeping that."
Yeah. I still have
So
to go do these. I've got the Duster that I'm gonna throw the Hemi engine in it, and then I've got the Mach 1 Mustang that I'm going to throw the modern a Coyote engine in it.
yeah.
So I'm going to Coyote swap a classic Mustang. Now, granted, these are just plastic models, so it's not going to cost me anywhere near like a real one would. But and then I have that 1/16 scale Trans Am that I'm going to do a bunch of custom stuff with. Thinking about getting one of those 3D printers, the resin 3D printers.
Yeah.
And seeing about maybe making some of my own custom parts and have them printed out to go in that car.
Man, I've been thinking about getting a 3D model so where I could make some of the plastic pieces for my Maverick and other cars.
Yeah.
Like the big one is the little window poppers. If you look on the Mavericks and comments, the very back windows, they would kind of pop out.
Yeah.
And you had this piece of plastic that you will fold over and kind of locks in place.
It's the same thing as like my Dodge wing windows in the back. The Dodge Rams have that same style, and so did the Novas did those too. The fourth gens, the back quarters popped out like that on some of them too.
Well, see, for Mavericks or comments, I cannot buy these new. This is like the only part nobody makes. So it's either go find one that hopefully has one that's intact, or see if I can make one. So again, if I had a 3D printer or so, I could probably make a window popper. But if I were to got that little duster, man, I was even thinking of paint codes for it too. I was thinking I'm gonna have a matte black hood. I'm gonna have that B5 blue that you see
Mm-hmm.
on the new Dodges.
Mm. Yeah, the color that I want to do the Nova was a Dodge color, blackberry pearl. Not the Nova, the Trans Am was blackberry pearl. But I'm not positive. I may end up. I've also seen the what was it the skyline color, the midnight purple or whatever.
Yep. Oh, that's beautiful.
I want a color that looks black in indirect light,
Yep.
but all of the edges and highlights will flash purple when reflected in the light.
This is called murder paint, and there's videos on YouTube about it making murder candy paint. And what it is, you could do it with purple, any color.
It's a
Get you,
black base
it's
with colored pearl, and then a black clear.
yes, candy,
Yeah,
because it's transparent.
that's
So
black clear.
you'll,
It's yeah,
yeah, that's basically it.
yeah. That's how the midnight purple is made. I think that is on those skylines.
Yep. My 240 though, I'm going to paint it metallic silver, and then go over it purple candy, make like a fuchsia color.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I just want something that looks like a like because black Trans Am, it's iconic. But
Yeah,
I want somebody to have to take a double take at it.
that's what I'm doing with the S10. The S10, it's black with a little black strip through it, and my wife really wants to keep it black since it's her truck. But I was like, how about we change up a bit? How about we do like a gothic kind of a dark purple on it, and then go over it with black candy. So therefore, at night it looks like a jet black truck, but then the sunlight it'll start popping in certain areas
Mm-hmm.
that purple.
Yeah, because I'm going to do mine that I want to do it that black to purple flip.
Yep.
But and then I'm going to do the classic Trans Am decals, but in blue. So
See,
not the gold stripes, but have blue stripes with the blue bird.
yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
So you'll have that purple that pops with the blue.
Um, have you ever heard of the Martin Brothers down in
I'm
San
horrible.
Antonio?
I'm horrible with names. So if I know them, it's because of something that I've seen, not because of names.
Gotcha. Well, they have a TV show called Iron Resurrection.
Heard of it? They
It's
did
on the.
the. Didn't they do the like gothed out Ecto one, like the
I
Rat Rod
think
Ecto
so.
one? It was
Yeah, I
diesel
think
powered, I
so.
think.
Well, he, Joe Martin, he's really good on the T-Birds, and he airbrushes his own Thunderbird on the hood, but he does it a little bit bigger and a little bit different to make
Hmm.
it
I mean, if I
just
could get
a
somebody to airbrush the Phoenix in shades of blue
yep.
on the hood, sure. But I've seen so many people get it wrong. I've seen them
Uh,
look cartoonish, or I mean, granted, it may not be wrong for them, but for me, it looks
right.
off. I don't want something that looks cartoonish. I don't want something that looks. I
Well,
want it to
I'll
look
see if
close
I
enough to stock, but not be stock. If that makes
right.
sense.
I'll see if I can find a picture of one of his hoods and send it to you and see what you think. But when we were down in San Antonio, I got the opportunity to go by his shop and talk with Joe Martin. I mean, he's a really cool guy, and he knows. Oh my God, does he know
Yeah,
a lot? He's the
yeah,
one that got me inspired to like just cut my whole floor in my Maverick and just hey, let's put a custom floor in it.
yeah. But the problem with all of that knowledge is expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
So if I want someone else to do it because I know that I can't airbrush like that, then yeah, that costs money.
Yep, that's true.
The sticker's
That's why I'm
expensive.
in.
The sticker's expensive enough to buy the sticker, just the hood bird. None of the other decals that go with like an SE Trans Am. I mean, the regular Trans Am had the name decals, and then it had the hood
Yep.
bird. The SEs had all that pinstriping that went with it. The pinstriping wasn't on the regular Trans Ams. But just the hood bird is $400.
Dude.
Just the bird. Just the bird for the hood.
Yep.
None of the birds that go on the C posts or any of the Trans Am badging, because it's all decals. None of those badges are actual emblems. They're all stickers.
Yep.
That whole package can run you a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never asked them how much it costs, so
So
yeah,
I
I
can
bet it's
imagine
up
what an
there.
airbrushed hood cost.
Yeah.
If just a decal cost 400.
Right.
So
I know we've been playing around with ideas on the Maverick whenever that car finally comes in and gets completely restored. Because I want to do the Maverick grabber look, have the stripes going down it, but I don't want to put a sticker on my car, so we're going to paint it in metallic or metal flake black.
yeah, I mean sometimes stickers work. I mean there's a
Right.
reason why they're there. I mean because they're easy. If you had to sit here and paint some of these decals on a couple hundred
Oh
cars
yeah.
coming off the assembly line, yeah, I can see why they use decals. But when you're restoring
Yeah,
your own
definitely.
car and you're doing some of these doing some of these recreations, sometimes it is just easier to mask stuff off and paint it because it's
Yeah.
one off. You only have to do it once.
Man, we're talking about painting. I've been still flipping around the idea of seeing if I could find me a '64 Impala that's cheaper than $1,200 that is on wheels.
What was the headlights, the tail lights on the 64?
Six taillights.
Six tail light. Well, were they round or they were
They're
all,
round.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
It's
little.
the three round tail lights on each side of the Impalas that I like.
Yeah. Um, I was just looking on Google, seeing what kind of paints out there because I saw one episode where
You're still
they
on camera.
did electric paint. The
Say
paint was
say
actually
say hi to
glowing.
Jess. Yes, those are paint. Just okay. Go ahead. What are you painting? The trim? Go ahead. Just make sure you mask stuff off.
I can't.
Why can't you mask it? No, then wait. She's new house and she's in I want to paint it the way I want it to be mode.
Oh, it's about to be fall time and Christmas. My wife's going to go crazy in the house. Of
Yeah.
course, I tell her, "Hey, that's the house. You get to do it however you want. Out
Guest
here's my
appearance.
my area."
Pilot says guest appearance. But the kitchen and dining room area, or it would be our entry room and our kitchen, but I guess it's supposed to be like a dining room.
Yep.
It's like a mint green with white trim. And yeah, no, she's like, it's got to go. So now
Well,
it's like a dark charcoal gray, and it'll have a lighter gray trim.
nice. Well, see, kind of going back to when I was talking about Impala, I was flipping around on Google trying to find different paints for candies to go for my 240, and I came across one that said glow in the dark. So I was like, "Oh, that sounds cool." So I gave the company a call, and they're like, "Okay, our glow in the dark pigments, the pigments actually matte white. So the best car to go on is a white car." So I was thinking, how cool would that be? Have a '64 Impala lowered and everything, and it glows in the dark.
Can you imagine if you did the classic '60s scallops, but the scallops were that that glow in the dark? So during the
Oh yeah, that'd
day,
be.
it just looked like a solid white Impala, and then
Yep.
at night, after it's charged and it gets dark, the scallops start glowing.
Well, I was asking because the packs are not expensive. I think it's like $13 or $14 for each pack. And
How
so
many
I was like,
packs do
how
you
many
need?
packs? yeah, how many packs would you need? And they said, well, if you want it to glow pretty decently, 10 packs per gallon would. But if you want to super intensify it, go 20 to 30 packs. And if it sits in the sun, it'll stay glow in the dark for 7 hours after dark.
That's cool.
And they got everything from green, blue, and purple.
Do like a if you could do like a baby blue on that white, that would look freaking
Oh yeah,
awesome. The baby blue scallops, like I'm talking to ones where they're like not just like on the side of the car, but they're where the long points, and where
yep,
it's solid at the front of the car, and then you just have these long points that come down this down the hood and then down the side of the car. That would look freaking awesome.
yeah.
Because I
So
remember
as
I
we
have this white car with red scallops in my head. And I don't know what kind of car it was, but yeah, that's the one that I have in my head at the moment.
right, so I'm thinking now, okay, if I find me a '64 Impala and fix it up, oh, it's definitely going matte white, so I can make it glow in the dark.
Why don't you just do it to your Maverick?
Now I want to paint that the original color,
Which is
grabber blue.
the Garber Blow. That's right. A friend of mine had a white Maverick.
I've seen a few of those around, but I don't know. The first generation Mavericks, I think, are the
Now,
best looking ones.
would would those would those pigments work underneath of a candy?
They said as long as UV got to them.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, because I was asking, because I was
Glow
saying
in the dark
the two
underneath of a candy.
that would be nice. That'd be real slick. Because I was asking, I was like, what if I made the 240 glow with the purple? And they said, well, it's gonna look spotty because, like I said, the pigment is a powdery matte white.
Like I said, if you did it underneath of a purple candy,
Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't hurt to get a little bit and do like a spray card
yeah.
and just play with different ideas. I mean, because they've came up with a way to do it, but maybe you could get the stuff and just kind of go through and make your own idea.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll stumble across something pretty neat looking.
Cletus, if you want a link, let me know. I don't know if I sent you one. You're more than welcome to pop up here. We're just kind of chilling. It's a pretty lazy, slow live stream. I think we're just.
Yep.
I've run out. Damn it! I should have. Jess, can you get me a beer, please? My waitress has decided to quit. We'll see if a beer magically pops around the curtain or not. Hey, regardless of whether I get a beer or not, you got those women that you just like. There's a reason why they're yours. Well,
Yep. I
shouldn't say
met
she's
mine when
mine.
I was
I get the presence
20.
of being with.
I met mine when I was 20 and she was 19.
There you go.
And now she's 29 and I'm 30.
Thankfully, you found a good one first, because
Yep.
I had several bad relationships before I met Jess. Very toxic relationships.
Gotcha. Nah, mine, she's native. She's Choctaw and Chickasaw, and so she has that stubborn
Thank
streak
you.
in her, which that's great to
What did
have. So we always kind of butt heads a little
What
bit.
did you do?
Paint on my finger.
She's got a painty finger. You're supposed to put that on the brush, not your finger.
Keep it up and I'll put it on your face.
No, thank you.
Man, this is the one thing that's funny. Before I met my wife, when I was still in school, there's one chick I decided, hey, let's kind of hang out. Picked her up one night, and I was like, hey, we're just gonna go watch the races over at the local drag strip. And she's like, man, that is the stupidest thing ever. Fixing these cars up are stupid. I made the block around, told her get out.
Cletus says that he had put a video out today with a NOVAtazz shirt on. Thank you for the support, and he would jump on, but he's apparently Robert's doing a live stream right now too. So Robert's garage.
Talking about that, do y'all follow Dude with Wrenches?
I've heard of him. I don't know if I follow him or not.
Yeah,
I have. Let me put it this way: I have well over 300 subscriptions. Not subscribers to my channel. 300 channels that I follow.
Gotcha.
You end up losing you end up losing track of which ones you follow and which ones you don't after a while.
Yeah,
I don't have that much
true.
time to watch YouTube, so
I definitely don't. I know I try to help everybody.
I do,
but I have a certain amount of time.
Well, yeah, I mean, you think about it. You think about how many of us are in this community, not competition thing, and I try to help support each other. I have no problem supporting someone else, but I don't always have time to watch everybody's content, and it almost feels like you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings by not watching their video, but I just don't have time, and I like other things besides automotive too. I'm a gamer too, and I like reptiles, and there's all kinds of different freaking content that I want to watch, just not all car stuff.
Oh yeah, you're like, if you go to my stuff, I got everything from the car scene stuff to reptiles, like Brian Berkshwick. I watch him a lot. Camp Cannon, that's another one. Tom Clutchfield. But then you can switch over to model trains.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching how other people have their whole layout, how realistic it looks on these cars.
Not just model trains. I like miniatures in general. So whether it's military stuff, cars, trains, just dioramas, whether they're fantasy or real life, it doesn't matter. I like watching all that stuff. You ever heard of a channel called Jazza?
No.
Jazza. He does all kinds of stuff. He has another second channel called Tabletop Time, where it's about miniatures and stuff like that. In fact, the model stuff that I bought this big kit that he put out. It has all kinds of different stuff. It has stuff for inking. It has stuff for miniatures. It has stuff for some other stuff. I bought his big kit. But yeah, so like I love all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, there's like one gentleman out there.
Every day was Saturday.
I have horrible memories, so I forget names real easy.
Yeah.
But there's one gentleman out there that he makes these dioramas for HO scale trains. You could not tell the difference from the real one to the fake one.
I like the ones where they have like little bikes and stuff that run around, and they have the little magnet track underneath the road and stuff, and it'll follow that.
I've talked to somebody down in the Houston area about, because there's only 2 or 3 people that sells the kit that you're talking about that it runs on a magnetic line, but these vehicles, they'll stop at stoplights, go around emergency, pull over for emergency vehicles, stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really neat, and it's a German company that started making them. Well, they only make for HO scale, and it's like, I would love for that to be on my O scale layout. And O scale is the next.
Yeah, it's a bigger one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the next scale bigger. Well, they told me, it's like, well, they're not going to make anything from O scale. O scale doesn't have that kind of a following like HO or any of the smaller ones.
They gotta have
because of pricing and how big of an area you need. So I was like, okay, well, I really want to do this for my layout. So getting something like a semi truck or a bus that's a little bit bigger, and then refitting that onto another model that's to the appropriate size for your layout, that might be something I could do. My phone just popped up. Someone also commented on my little thing I posted in the automotive vloggers channel.
Oh, about this live stream or something else?
No, I posted on there because I started going through everybody's stuff, and I was like, man, hardly anybody likes these stuff. So I was like, it's funny. We got 1K people in this group, but hardly any interaction with each another's posts.
Because everybody's out there for themselves.
Yep. I mean, come on, we got to support each other.
I mean, I get most of the stuff that I get for checking out, to seeing somebody's cool stuff is either Instagram or YouTube itself.
Yep.
I very rarely will skim through those YouTube groups looking for something to watch. Because normally, if I'm looking for something to watch, I'm on YouTube itself.
Yep.
I might come across you guys posting a thumbnail of your last video or something to do with your a video coming up, and as I'm scrolling through my YouTube like recommended videos, I might say, "Ooh, I saw a picture of this on Instagram. It looked freaking cool," and then I'll go click on watch the video. But very rarely will I ever find a link to a video on Facebook and go watch it on YouTube, because normally if I'm on Facebook, it's because I don't have time. It's just something I'm looking through quickly. Not necessarily because I have time to sit down and watch a 10, 15, 20, 30 minute video.
Yeah.
If I have time to sit down and watch a 10, 20, 30 minute video, I'm most likely on my TV flipping through YouTube.
Yeah, that's true. So, but yeah, I got a lot of people commenting on that one post about it.
Yeah. I got a lot of good comments about the pictures that I was doing that door. My God, that the difference between where the bottom of the door was and then where the top of the door was, if it was plumb, compared to where the support beam that was supposed to be plumb was close to 2 to 2.5 inches from the bottom of the door to the top.
And
The door,
yeah,
the door was literally leaning like this.
yeah, I was seeing the pictures that you were posting on there. They look pretty good.
Yeah, I just got to fill back in all of the, like I said, I had to literally move the one beam over. I still, when I go do the room next to it, I want to rip that out and completely rip that beam out and put a straight one in. But because I wasn't ripping out the whole bathroom, and I couldn't do as much as I wanted to as if I were to rip the wall all the way back down to the frame.
Right. Um, I've had two videos pretty recently have kind of went, I guess you can say, a little viral. I did a short video just spinning around on the 240. That hit over 3K views.
Well, you got to think
And
about it.
then,
Those little short, quick videos,
oh yeah, those,
you could get 2 or 3 video views off of the same person. I've done that
yep,
with TikTok, where I've literally watched something 2 or 3 times because it's only a 30-second clip, you
yeah,
know. But I can see why you won't get as many views on a 20 or 30 minute video, but you may get a lot
because you
more
gotta sit
watch
down.
time.
Yeah, I definitely said that one. But then I posted this just on my Facebook and a couple of Steam channels. It's Union Pacific 4014 Big Boy. He came through Durant, and I got a video of him passing by, like doing 40 or 50 miles an hour. So that thing's hitting over, I think, 1,000 likes right there. I
There
was
you
doing
go.
pretty good.
You got more freaking interactions than I do. I mean, I'm happy when I get 10 or 15 likes on my Instagram post.
Oh, I posted one of my 240, and oh my god, I think that thing got over 200 likes in the first hour. I was like, dear Lord Almighty.
Well, I think that I'll start getting more stuff when I actually start posting, content of actually working on the cars and getting somewhere with them. I mean, you got to think about it. My content's been stale for 3 years now.
Yeah, I was seeing on some of your content and your videos where you'd have quite a few views and comments and all that, but then, like with our live stream, it kind of just drops off, takes a nosedive.
Well, I mean, I used to get a shit ton of people in my live streams, but then there's different things that got in the way. Like this whole last month, I haven't had a live stream out. Why? Because of
Yeah,
work. I've been stuck doing the overnight, the weekends. Sunday, I was doing Sunday from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. Saturday and
yeah,
Sunday. And so by the time I got back here, I live an hour from work. So by the time I got back home, if I left exactly at 10 o'clock, which normally never happens when you work at a group home, because you normally are talking to the next person that comes in, letting them know what's going on, what needs to be done, da 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 da. Next thing you know, it's another half hour past the time you were supposed to leave before you actually walk out the door.
Right.
So by the time I would have gotten home, it would have been 11:30, 12. I mean, I did that the one night, the night that we finally closed the deal on this house, and it was ours, and we signed the papers, and we were ready to move in. I did a video at like 11:30 at night, which Pilot was there.
Yeah, I think I remember that one, and then I looked at it and I said, I don't know, what time is it right now at yours?
Right now, it is 11 something. It's 11:34, so it would have been right now.
Yeah, it's 10:30 here. I think I was already in bed.
And the thing is my sleep schedule is all screwed up, because like tomorrow, I go in at 10 p.m.
Tomorrow I go in at 7.
Right. I go in tomorrow at 10 p.m. and I get out at 8 in the morning.
Wow.
It's an awake shift. So
Yeah.
all right, so we have a group home. Some group homes, they have what are called sleep shifts, where from I think 9 or 10 at night until like 6 or 7 in the morning, you can sleep without it being a neglect. Because the clients are independent enough and have no issues overnight, but there still has to be somebody on the property in case something happens.
Gotcha.
My house, because we have fall risks, and they get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, it's an awake house. So you have to be awake all night. So
Gotcha.
Monday into Tuesday, and Tuesday into Wednesday, I do overnights awake, because my overnight one of my overnight awakes quit. So that spot's open, and if I can't fill it with another staff, I have to work it.
Gotcha.
Being the supervisor. So if I can't find someone, if I can't plug the hole with a direct care worker, I have to work it as direct care. Well, and that's what kind of happened with the weekends. I had a staff that got put out on leave, which is basically they got accused of something, so there had to be an investigation, and while there's an investigation, they couldn't work.
Yeah.
Granted, I know that this guy didn't do anything wrong, but he still had to go out on leave until the investigators figured out he did nothing wrong. But during that time, I had to work that weekend shift. So, granted, he came back this weekend, so that's why I'm here. I finally got, I got my weekend off back.
Gotcha. I just work in a warehouse.
There's a Lowe's warehouse that just opened up out here that is promising $25 an hour, which is really sounding quite.
Wow.
It's sounding quite enticing.
Yeah, I work somewhere that it took me 3 years to get up to $20 an hour.
I make somewhere near that right now as a supervisor.
Gotcha. So
25 is more than what I make right now.
Right. Yeah. I know right now if I want to do anything else bigger, I got to go drive a semi. And I don't want to do that. I want to be here for my kids and for my wife at night.
Well, there's definitely semi jobs where it's a daytime position only.
Yeah. I don't know. The ones we got around here, we've got a lot of them that just go out on.
Well, there's different. There's locals and there's long hauls.
Right. The local ones here would be more of your refrigerant trucks, your little, not tractor and trailer. It's all on one. Stuff like that would be more your locals around here.
All right.
And I'm still making a little bit more than what they make.
Yeah. That's when you only wish your YouTube channel was making more money than it is. I would so love to quit the daily grind and just do work on vehicles all day. Work on hot rods and stuff that I wanted to work on.
That's what I want to do. And yeah, I think that's what we all want to do.
But there's got to be an income to facilitate that.
Yeah,
Now, granted, my YouTube channel doesn't make a crap ton of money.
mine makes none.
Right now, it's more of just to help offset what I'm putting into the vehicles. It doesn't even cover what I put into the vehicles. Even without me working on them right now, I mean, you got to think about it. The amount of money I put into the transmission of that truck, which I still might end up sending it out to a shop because I still think that the reverse band, the second clutch band, I still think it's adjusted correctly, and I think it slips in reverse a little bit. Because what that
Gotcha.
band does is that clamps down, I think, on first gear
Mm-hmm.
and causes the clutch pegs to change direction. It clamps down on the steel drum, which causes the sun gears to spin reverse direction. So I think it's slipping a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, the transmission's working just fine. I just think it's a bad adjustment.
I know I got the Maverick out and everything, and I found out my rear end's howling.
I mean, we spent all that time when me and Chris went and picked up the truck. I had the stainless steel lines made, which cost me $130 to make two stainless steel braided lines. To go from the transmission to the transcooler, because remember we went through all of that BS and got the transmission up in the truck, got it running, got it moving under its own power, and the transmission line sprung a leak. And because they're aftermarket and they're stainless steel, I couldn't just go up and say, hey, I need a trans line for an '01 Dodge Ram 1500 because it wasn't stock.
Right.
So went and got the trans lines made. We put them on the truck, got the truck up on the back of his trailer, and we realized that the rear brake lines had rusted through. So I had no brakes. So we got that back to the house. I fixed all of the brakes and everything else that it needed. Put the front drive shaft back in it, all of that stuff. Took it up to the inspection station. And they're like, yeah, your axle seal's leaking into your brakes. So So then I had
y'all got the inspection.
Yeah, so then I had to go back and tear apart the rear end and replace the outer. I replaced the outer seals and the outer bearing, the carrier bearings, the outer ones, because it's like if I'm already there replacing the seal, I might as well just replace the bearing while I'm in there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I got the car out and I started hearing the back end just make this
harmonic
winding note. Yeah. So I was like, maybe that's why the truck's set for 20 years.
Yeah, and the thing is today that's a simple fix.
Yeah, it is. So I just said, you know what?
Go ahead.
I was like, if that truck's been setting for 20 years, that means that rear end's been setting for 20 years. It very well could have been the bearings have not moved for that long.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they started moving. Yeah, I can see why they go out. So I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and replace the pinion bearings and the wheel bearings, all of it.
Jesse Williams, the guy with the Bronco, the blue Bronco, he's in the chat.
Yep.
He says his F-250 needs axle seals. I know that you can't see the chat, so I mean, a lot of it's just pilot having fun. Like he says, a while back when we were talking about how old our partners were, he says my wife is. I was 20 when my wife was 12. Not saying he was dating her at that age, but
right.
Another one, he said, retirement is great. Every day is Saturday.
Yeah. It's just like I'm looking here, like I gotta wake up at 6:30 in the morning, go to work. I'm not a morning person.
Wait, today? Tell me tomorrow. You
have
to get up.
Yeah, tomorrow.
I take it you're not going to be on here much longer.
No, I still got to go upload the video to YouTube to have it set to come out tomorrow.
Do you want to hear something crazy? Okay, so I thought the last internet that we had was fast. That was at like 200 download and like 13 upload. It's still pretty quick, right? It's decent internet, right?
I'm just gonna say yeah because I really don't know. You just already lost me.
All right. So your uploading download speed. When you
Yeah.
if you go on your phone, like you can't go on your phone right now because you're using your phone for this. After this
Yep.
live stream, go to speedtest.net. And let it run its test. What it does is it tests how fast your internet connection is. Um,
Gotcha.
so it's how much information can it pass in a certain set amount of time. Kind of like miles per hour, but for your internet.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Okay, so like if I go back, so Katarina, okay, so
Yep.
we're gonna she was talking about because I had put up how fast my internet was. Katarina's internet was, let's see, where is, there it is. Are you in my live stream chat on
Me?
Facebook? On Facebook.
Not on Facebook. If I was also on YouTube.
Oh no, I was talking about, no. I have a group called Sunday Live Stream. It's a private message group.
Oh, I
So it's just
gotcha.
a
Oh
group of
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a group
Yeah,
of
I'm in
us.
that.
Yeah. So did you see the one where Katarina was saying how fast her internet was?
Yes.
So hers was 16.1 download and zero point 0.9 upload. 0.9 upload. My
Okay.
old one was 150 download and 9.82 upload. That was just one of them. I've had up to 13, I think, upload. So that's 150 megabytes per second. So 150 megabytes
Gotcha.
per second download and 9.82 megabytes per upload per second. My current one is up to 500 megabytes of download. 500. So that is, hers was 16, mine is 500.
Gotcha.
My uploads. So this is the one that's important for us YouTubers. Okay, your upload speed determines how long it takes to upload your video to YouTube.
Yeah.
Download is how long does it take to download that movie that you want to watch, that you don't want to sit there and stream. You want to download it, or video game or whatever. That's your download
Yeah.
speed. Upload is what you're putting on the internet.
Gotcha. Well, I know right now with our set, it only takes like 10 or so minutes to upload a 20-minute video to YouTube.
That's actually some pretty decent internet, I do believe. You've got to be pushing probably 10 megabytes of upload, somewhere
Well,
around there.
I know we're just with our local provider called
Right,
Vibe Internet,
right.
and we just
Well,
went with their more cheaper setup.
yeah, they have different tiers. I do believe the tiers that we are paying for is like 125 a month. But like I said, it's
Our
500 download and 50 upload.
We pay about $26 a month for ours.
Jesse was saying he gets 50 megabytes. So 50, 1/10 of what I'm getting download. And he's getting 13 megabytes upload. So I'm getting about 5 times the upload that he is, and about 10 times the download.
Oh, okay. So, but
So
yeah,
that means
that's
like,
one.
yeah, go ahead.
I got to go in there and just upload the video for tomorrow. And what it is nobody got to see the Maverick actually drive. So this video that's coming out tomorrow is okay. I got this kind of squared away. Let's take the Maverick on
Oh
its test
no.
drive.
Pilot just said that one of the brothers that, you know that song Wake Up Little Susie?
Yeah.
One of them died today.
Hey, see it? I told you, we're just losing all great people.
Yeah. Jesse also said that if he quit all the apps on his phone, his download went up to 69.5 and his upload went up to 26 megabytes. Which, yeah, that makes sense because all of the apps on your phone are constantly asking for information from their parent
Yep.
websites. They're constantly asking for updates or giving feedback, and a lot of apps are actually sending data about what you're doing on your phone back to its parent company.
Yeah.
Especially if you do a lot of those things like the Facebook quizzes and different things like that. Yeah, they're snagging your information. But that's the reason why all that stuff is there, is because they're entertaining you with a little game while they snag your information.
Yeah. I literally use my phone. If I'm online, I'm looking up parts.
Yeah. But even those websites that you're looking at parts, they're
Yep.
snagging your information too. They're snagging what you're looking for, what you're searching.
Yeah, because every time I look online, it pops Facebook. It always pops up model trains or
Yeah,
car
you'll get
parts.
directed ads compared to what you're looking for. Yeah.
Yep. It's only Wish it shows the weird stuff.
my own banner back here just scared the crap out of me. I mean, if I went to go like this and I thought somebody was standing behind me, and I'm like, oh wait, never mind, it's just my banner. I just got scared by my own background.
Man, Halloween's coming up. It's gonna be so fun here.
It's Jess's favorite holiday.
It's my favorite holiday also.
Jess, what's your favorite holiday? The Halls of Ween.
I've been looking up a bunch of DIY things to do in the front yard for Halloween.
Have you seen Apocalypse's Halloween setups?
Nope, but send me the link to it.
I will send you to his YouTube channel and his Facebook. I mean, his Instagram. It is insane. He's been doing so many. He actually went out and bought a hearse and has a custom casket for the back of it.
Oh, that'd be
with
awesome.
His
I
YouTube
want a
logo
hearse.
With his
That'd
YouTube
be
logo. It's
that's awesome.
It is.
Spirit, the Halloween store, came out with one. I think that the thing's called Mr. Black, but it's a animatronic creature and this is awesome. That's the best thing they came out with, I think. It sets about just 3 feet off the ground, but when you hit the sensor, it lunges 12 feet off the ground.
Oh, wow.
And it goes really fast. It's just not slow. It's like sudden jump.
My poor kid would never want to get candy.
So
let me get this. Let me tell you. Okay, you know those automated like floor washers and stuff that the stores are running with now?
Yeah.
It looks like a regular. It looks like a floor Zamboni, but they use like these two belts that go across where you would normally sit, and there's nobody there. It does its own thing. My kid is absolutely terrified of them. We have to go like 3 or 4 aisles in the other direction to go out around it, or he will lose his shit.
My daughter, she looks at these creepy clowns and all that, and she goes up there and starts laughing at them.
Those things don't bother him that much, as long as they don't move.
Now
he's afraid of things that move that aren't supposed to move. Like, like when you go to Walmart and you go down to like the birthday section, and they've got those little animatronic things that sing a song and do a little dance. He loses his mind. We got him a dinosaur one, and it goes in a circle and it roars. That's all it does. And as soon as you turn it on, he's gone. Most kids are afraid of vacuum cleaners and weird things like that. No, this kid is afraid of anything animatronic, and I feel sorry for him, because in this day and age is really not the time to be afraid of animatronic things, because they're everywhere.
See, the one thing that scares my daughter is we got an alien mask, and if I put that on, oh my God, she loses it. And that's the only thing she's scared of. But if you take like a zombie or a skeleton or something like that, or anything like that, any kind of nature like that, oh, she thinks it's the coolest thing ever.
You want to hear something cool? So I started this with my kid from when he was a baby. Okay, so the first aliens that jump on your face, and they're the ones that like impregnate you or whatever.
Yeah.
The little ones that jump out of the pods.
Yep.
I do what I call a face hug. Okay, so you take your hand, right, and he
Yep.
literally just puts his face in my hand, and that's like we call face hug. But yeah, that's. I guess it would be different if I could explain it, but he's been doing that ever since he was little. So if I just put my hand out like this, he'll put his face in my hand.
The one thing my daughter's doing is both my kids, even my week and a half year old son, my wife sent me a picture of him doing the metal horns. And my daughter, she was only like a year old, and we're listening to Slipknot, and she's in there headbanging.
I've got video of my my kid when he was only like a year old doing the freaking the metal horns.
Yep.
I mean, all three of my kids grew up listening to Tool while still in the womb. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with that band at all.
We were doing that. We were putting the headphones on my wife's stomach where each kid was at, and we were playing stuff like Cradle of Filth, Gore,
Got to start
Machine
them off
Head. Right. So I was like, I'm making me little metal kids.
So all three of my kids grew up listening to Tool before they were even born. That's like that's
Yep.
Out of I think Tool, Pink Floyd, Metallica, Five Finger Death Punch, Avenged Sevenfold, Stained. I mean, granted, they're not all metal bands, but
they're up there with them.
Right. Volbeat.
Yep.
Wednesday 13.
Yep. I've seen them before.
Yeah, that's a freaking awesome band. But yeah, there's all kinds of different bands that I would say make up what I listen to. And then you got the Irish rock bands too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you gotta have those. Well, at least when you're Irish.
But hey, guys, I'm gonna have to cut it short now.
I think we're gonna end it anyway because it is getting late, and
I still gotta go do a video.
We do only have 2 people in here, which thank you, Jesse, and thank you, Pilot. I guarantee you those are the 2 people that are in here.
Thank y'all, guys.
Hopefully these live streams will be back to normal, and as soon as we get moved in and I'm able to start doing some different things, we will start uploading actual videos.
Gotcha. Well, my video of my Maverick comes out. I know it's a little different, such I did one video on the 240, and I'm jumping back to the Maverick. This is going to be kind of the last video of the Maverick for quite a while, and I'm going to do my main focus on the 240. So I know I'm switching from a muscle to an import, but my channel consists of cars, and that's what's going to be a part of. It's going to be both a few imports, but mainly muscle cars and the old 50s and 40s.
All right. Well, next time we should be live should be Sunday. Jesse just said, "Good night, guys. Next time, see you live. See you next time you're live." It should be back to the schedule of 9 p.m. Sundays, which would be 8 p.m. your time.
Yep, and that would make it a lot better.
Well, I only did it late tonight because we had to run out and go grab something to eat, and I realized that because everything is a 15 to 30 minute drive away from here to get to anything.
Yeah.
That there was no way I was going to be able to go out, go get something to eat, relax and enjoy eating it, and be back here in time for the live stream.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't have time.
All right, because we left at 8. I just didn't realize it was 8 o'clock when I went and set up the live stream. I'm like, let me quick put out the live stream notification. Then I put it out, and then I looked at the clock as I was leaving, and I saw it said 8 o'clock. I'm like, crap. I thought it was like 7 o'clock. I was like, oh yeah, I got like 2 hours. And it's like, no, I had an hour.
All right. So, all right. Well, Sean, I'll talk to y'all later, and Pilot and Jess in the comments. We'll see y'all later.
Yep. All right. Catch you guys later.